Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Research Spotlight. This is the platform where academics share their inspiring stories. My name is Tisha, and today I have here a very young lady. I'm not going to tell you her age, but she's very young. Yeah, and she's doing so well in her field. She is in the field of nuclear energy. She holds a BSc in physics from KNUST, Kumasi, Ghana, and a master's degree in nuclear energy from Paris-Saclay University in France. And she is currently pursuing her PhD at the Institute of Radiation and Nuclear Safety, IRSN, France, where her research is focused on nuclear safety. Miss Sandra Gyasi is my guest for today. Hello, Sandy.
Hi, Tisha.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
Yeah, I'm honored. I'm really honored.
Yeah. Already we have Grace Upon who is here to say hello.
A sister from another mother.
Wow. So we encourage our viewers to send in their comments. And Miss Sandy is here. I will read everything out to her. Okay. So Sandy, how is the weather in France? I hope it's not too warm.
No. Well, where I am, it's normally cold. And then even with the summer, we still have in the course of this week it was like 12 degrees, 13, but in the afternoon we get like 17. Yeah, so it's not that hot, but I think maybe from next 2 weeks we'll really enter the summertime.
Okay, great. Eugenia Tabedo is also here and he says all ears. Yeah, so Sandy, what influenced this career path? I know that you are in a field that we don't have so many women doing what you are doing. Okay, so why did you choose to go this line?
Okay, so it's a long story, but let me cut it short. Actually, I wanted to be a nurse. Yeah. So after my SHS, I remember, during our time, you have to wait for, I think at our time, we were able to buy the waiting forms. And then, when you wanted to do a nurse, you are supposed to wait for 1 year. So I remember I bought our waiting forms and then I had physics. So my auntie told me that, well, I know you want to be a nurse, but you've gotten physics. So what do you want to do? And I was like, okay, let me just go and see if I will love it. Actually, to my SHS teacher was the physics teacher. He made me really love physics. So I was like, okay, I love physics, even though that's not what I wanted to do, but I love it. So let me go and see what will happen. So when I went to KNUST, and then I think we have, the first years we normally have this, like they meet all the first years, they explain orientation exactly. And I realized that they have something called medical physics. And I was like, okay, I want to work in the hospital. I have the passion to work for humanity. So let me just be in it and see what will happen, because I heard there is medical physics. So I remember my auntie asked me that, do you still plan to train? I was like, no, there is medical physics. So let me go in for medical physics. So doing the medical is more or less like application of radiation for treatment of cancer. And I realized that, okay, we can also use radiation for production of energy. And also during that time too, there is radiation protection. So in as much as you want to use radiation to produce energy, there is also humanity in it. So then after school, I remember I know Eugene is here now. They were already in nuclear energy, and then he is my good friend. So he told me more about nuclear energy. I was like, okay, let me try it. So after my during my national service, I applied, and then I had scholarship to come to France to do nuclear energy. And then through it, I realized that still, since I want to be like something like humanity protection of humans and the rest, I was like, okay, let me stick to radiation protection. And then during that time, I think my second year of master's, I was doing an internship, and during the internship time, I had this PhD offer from my internship supervisor. And then I decided to go in for it because it's more or less like prevention of it's like because the whole summary of my PhD topic is to prevent explosion of radiation, or when there is an explosion, to reduce the thyroid cancer. That will go, like when iodine gas go into the environment, we know that thyroid cancer will occur. So it's a summary of, reduced thyroid cancer, and then that's why I stick in there. So it's like love for humanity, radiation protection. That is why I'm still here and I'm enjoying it.
Wow. Well, that's great. So I'm sure you don't regret not going for nursing,
No,
right?
never. I don't regret it at all.
Well, that's good to know. So what are some of the challenges that you have faced in this line? Because maybe initially you were so passionate about nursing, so that's where all the focus was. And now you have to, replan everything.
Yeah.
So what are some of the challenges?
Well, for the change of courses, I've not really had any challenges because, as I said earlier, I loved physics. So I've not gotten challenges. But moving from Ghana to a French-speaking country, the challenges, And then, but I was lucky that our courses were taught in English. Everything I do is in English. But, if you want to work, or sometimes when you go to an internship field and then you know that the French people, they don't really like to speak English, even if they can. So these are a little challenges I face moving to France and there. But to talk of the shift from nursing to nuclear, no, I have not faced any challenges yet.
Wow. And how is a day like for you? Because I know you are busy. You are very busy. When I was trying to get you to come.
Yeah.
So.
Well, a day in the life of a researcher. You go to the lab. At first I thought it was fun, but now the stress is real. The stress is really real. And then one thing is, PhDs, unlike a master's student, sometimes you get your supervisor to do some things for you. They leave everything for you. And they are trying to tell you that it is your work.
Yeah.
Sometimes even the results you have to obtain, they don't know anything about the results. And you have to prove to them that what you've obtained is the right thing. So it's more or less like your work, everything is you. So it's like I leave home very early, I come home very late. It makes me so busy. Like, it's like if you are not careful, you wouldn't get a social life. So every day busy, you have to do one thing after the other. In as much as you are doing an experiment, you are supposed to also make sure you do presentation, you write an article. And 3 years is not that much to finish this huge course. So you have to put in much effort. You have to make sure you do more. You have to make sure that, you just enclose yourself and then do a lot of things. So it's not really easy at all, but nothing perfect comes easy. So
yeah,
we are on it.
Great. Martin Aduasi says lovely. And Grace Upon says she's so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm also very proud of you. You are doing well. So you've already mentioned that your work is about nuclear safety. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you indicate us a little bit more? In a lay with the lay people who don't know much about what you are doing, what are some of the things that you think? What are some of the things that you can tell us that may help us in our daily lives with regards to nuclear exposure and all that?
Okay, so we I don't know, I think you've heard of it, Fukushima nuclear accident, Chernobyl nuclear accident. Because of these accidents, people are really afraid to go under nuclear. Because we know that up till now, when you go under nuclear, let's say it's a rare case, but it happens. Let's say there is a nuclear accident, the radiation that will affect, the humanity and the rest, it's a long-term effect. So most people are afraid to go on nuclear. But we know that the normal production of electricity to global warming, especially let's look at Africa, global warming and the rest. So it's more or less like we lack the education to know that nuclear is beyond accident. Well, accidents happen. That is why now the engineers, they are trying all their best. So in the company that I'm working with, they have a code they are developing that is Aztec. That is it's like is nuclear accident is like a simulation they are making in order to, they are looking at the future when an accident what will cause the accident to occur. So what they are trying to do is that is what I'm doing now. They are trying to look at the basic thing that will occur that will lead to the explosion, or when the explosion occurs, that will cause the radiation, or that will cause because when in the nuclear power plants, for instance, we have different structures. And in the structures like the core where the heat is being produced, that will pass through the steam generator to the turbine to produce the electricity. It has different structures. And these structures too, when there is no source of cooling, that is what happened in the Fukushima nuclear accident. It was like there wasn't any source of cooling, and then it happened. So when there is no source of cooling, what will happen when the core is being exposed to high temperature? When it's being exposed to high temperature, the melting of the structures that will occur. These structures can react with the fusion product like iodine. So what will happen, because when the structure, some of the vaporized structures, for instance, when they interact with the iodine, it sometimes reduced the iodine gas that will go into the containment. But then if it hasn't been able to reduce it, what will happen? So now what they are trying to do is they are trying to look at all these problems in order to solve it, so that other countries, they can know that, okay, we have more way to protect the people, more ways to prevent, even if there is an accident, it will prevent the explosion of these radiation to the environment. So I think that people lack the education because of what had happened before. The Fukushima accident, what is happening now in Japan because of that, and a lot of things. So I think more education on it, more knowledge that we get on it will help us to know that, yeah, we can go under nuclear. Because Ghana, we have reactor, but we don't have a nuclear power plant. So I think these education that all of us are doing, like most people, I think now we have a lot of Ghanaians that have come out to learn nuclear. I think we can all bring out the idea we have, maybe with seminars in Ghana. We can help to, let people know. And we have atomic energy too in Ghana. So I think we just need the education to know nuclear is best to at least reduce global warming.
Wow.
Because we know what is happening.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the education, Sandy. Aisha Fojo is here, and she says, "My dear, you always make me proud. I really love you. I know you can do more. May Allah be with you, dear."
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you for the comment, Aisha Fojo. So, Sandy, do you have someone that you look up to with all these great things you are doing? Is there someone there who you go to for energy?
Well, for someone to, I'm not really sure, but in the nuclear field, for instance, as I said, I had friends, Eugene, Martin, all these people encouraged me because I was the only lady, from Ghana. It wasn't easy at all, but they were there for me. They were there for me. But to talk of like someone I really look up to, I think I look up to my own future. I look up to what I want to be. I look up to what I can bring on the table, and I look up to me being a lady someone can look up to me. So it always pushes me to do more for myself. It always pushes me to, challenge myself. Even if it's difficult, I put my mind on it that nothing good comes out easy. Yes. So I just look up to my future.
Wow. Brilliant. Yeah. And are you also accepting? By the way, which high school did you complete?
Oh, I went to Swansea Senior High School in Kumasi.
In Kumasi. Okay. Yes. So I hope some of your mates will be watching later on.
Yeah, Aisha is my mate from SHS. Grace, all of them are my mates from SHS. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Yeah. And some of your juniors also will be watching, and you are going to be a great inspiration to them all. So are you also accepting some of these younger ones who I know you are young, but some of the younger ones who look
young.
who look up to you? Are you there to mentor some of them also? if they reach out?
Yes. So for now, what I do is every time I go to Ghana, I go to my senior high school, and then I meet with the science ladies because, especially for physics, we think that women can't do physics.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm up to mentorship, and then I have this I'm doing now. Like it's basically for my SHS ladies, the juniors. So it's what I keep on doing every year. I try to organize all the science ladies in my old school, and then I meet them. We talk more. I ask them of their challenges and what I can also offer to them. That is what I'm doing now.
Oh, you're already a mentor. That's
Yeah,
great.
well,
Yeah. So Eugene is here again, and he says if it doesn't haunt you, it's not a PhD,
I
but
know,
you will
right?
survive.
I know. It's not easy. Well, when you keep on telling people it's not easy, you discourage them. You just have to tell them it's challenging. So that they
Challenging.
know that they have to challenge themselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not easy.
Yeah. And Martin says, such a great dream. May our Lord God Jesus Christ let your dreams be fulfilled.
Amen.
Yeah, I know for a PhD student, you have to publish some articles and all that. Can you tell us a bit about that, if you have been able to, or if you are in the process of publishing?
Okay. So I've submitted one article and is under review. It's under review now. So when it's under review, it's a good feeling. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for it, and I'm on my second article now. Yeah. So far I've not really written a lot, but I hope by the end of my PhD I can write, like, I'm following Eugene. Eugene has written a lot of papers. So, in this nuclear field, I look up to him a little bit. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to try to write a lot of papers too. Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful. Joshua Gyasi says, Sandy, my mother
Oh,
and sister.
my brother.
Well done.
That's my brother, my big brother.
Wow. Great. So, Sandy, as a woman rising from Ghana, from Swansea to KNUST to Paris Saclay, and
Mhm.
now doing all these great things, how do you see the future of research work, especially as a woman? Do you think there's a lot of support? Okay, let's start from the current situation and then to how you see the future of research work, especially for you as a woman.
That is there like support for women in the field?
Yeah, do you think that there's enough support for women, or there's a way they are trying to encourage women into these areas and all that?
Well, I think for now, yes, because we have a lot of scholarship that is centered on women now. So I think yes, they're trying their best, and then it's like in the nuclear field, for instance, I know they are not gender biased, no, but it's like when you're a woman and you try to push yourself, there are a lot of scholarship you can get for yourself. But it's just that we don't have much information about it. But there are more scholarship now for women. Yeah, there are more scholarship now for women. It's just that you have to make sure you work hard. You have to encourage you. The thing is, we think that I wouldn't say that what men can do, women can do better. No, but at least, I just feel that the mind they are using to study, women can also do that, because all these funding, all these scholarship, it depends on your GPA. It depends on your academic strength and the rest. So if women, we believe in ourselves that we can do it, if we believe in ourselves that we wouldn't be lazy, we wouldn't leave everything for the men to do, then I think that when you push yourself academically, you can get there. Because me, when I was applying the scholarship, they didn't give it to me because I'm a woman. No, they gave it to me because
You qualify.
exactly. So if you apply a scholarship together with a guy, and all of you have the same thing, they wouldn't say that, well, they just look at the opportunity, they just look at your CV, your GPA and everything, then you can get it. So yeah, there are more scholarships, and I think they really have scholarship centers for women too. So they are pushing women to also go high.
Wow.
Only men,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, that's good. You've mentioned that usually it depends on your GPA. So do you think that for a PhD, being academically strong it's all you need, or you need some other qualities? In this way, you can tell aspiring researchers some qualities that they should possess if they want to go this line. I mean, if they want to choose research as their career.
No, not only your GPS, your motivation letter, your yes, what you put in your cover letter. Well, the GPA count, but it doesn't really count like your what you put in there. What are you going to offer when you are given this opportunity? In as much as you need to, because sometimes, let's say, somebody can get, let's say, somebody can get a GPA lower than you, but the person
Mm-hmm.
can get the offer. It might depend on what the person put in his or her cover letter. So it depends on what you put in there, your CV and the rest, your experience you have, and exactly what are you going to offer. So they look at all these things. Then your GPA also count, but you just don't have to apply your proposals. You have to really let them know what you are about, what you want to do. And let's say, there are some of the PhD that I think my own, the topics were there, you apply. But I think some of them you have to write, a proposal to
Mm-hmm.
give them the topic you want. And some of them, too, I think you have to look for a supervisor yourself. So let's say you want to look for a supervisor yourself. You can't just apply. You have to read the articles the supervisor has already published before. You have to know more about what he's into. So I think that not only your GPA, but everything entails before you can get these offers and these PhDs. Yeah.
Wow, great. So has there been a time that you felt like quitting?
It's funny, yes. Well, it's not really I wanted to quit, but I was tired. I was really tired. Even just this week, I remember I think you sent me a message and it took so long for me to, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's like PhD, you are doing something. Let's say you are doing an experiment. You are looking for a particular result. You've done it for, let's say, 5 times. 3 times you've gotten the same results, 2 times you've gotten another result. And then we are time bounded. And then, like, well, yes, okay, with my master's, for instance, my first class, I wanted to quit because the math they taught us, I've never seen that in university. And then you know that these French people too, how they are being taught, they teach them ahead of time. So they know a lot I've even forgotten the topic for that math. And then I came back home and I cried. I was like, what have I gotten myself into? And I had Eugene, I had Martin, I talked to them and they were like, no, you can do it. We did it. And then I prayed and then it was okay for me. So that is how, sometimes it's good you talk to someone.
Yeah.
It's good when you are, sometimes you should learn to share. Not even if not something private, but something like your academic life, you should learn to share. You can get people who will encourage you to go on and let you know that they also pass through the same thing. Else you might think you are the only one passing through that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you also see it as a challenge you have to face, when you see it as something you need to overcome, when you see it as something that it is your future, no matter the situation, you are human. You feel disappointed, you feel like losing it, you feel like stopping, but sit back, ask yourself, why did you even enter into it? Why did you even start? And with that, you just encourage yourself to continue because nothing is easy. Nothing at all is easy. So yeah, I felt like that before, but I had good people to talk to, and I also
Mm-hmm.
encouraged myself. Yeah, and I'm in it now. Now I think next month I'll be in my third year. Yeah, I'll finish soon. Yes, very soon.
So you have 1 year to go, right?
Yes, 1 year, one
Wow.
year.
So inspiring. Okay, so hopefully next year you will be done. What are the plans? Do you intend to go back to Ghana to help with the ongoing research work there? Or
Well, I was thinking of maybe 1 year postdoc. I don't know. Maybe. And then if I get the opportunity to go to Ghana, because all these things that we are doing is to go back to our country to help our country become better. So even if I'll do postdoc or anything, I have it in mind that I'll return to my country to also be a source of help. Yes, so I'll go to my country one day to help. But I don't know when. Maybe it can happen maybe when I finish. I can go anytime I can go, yeah.
And you're going to be one of the youngest doctors.
Young.
Yeah, Sandy, it's been so nice listening to your story. And I know that most of the younger, especially females who are going to watch this, are going to be inspired. We are so proud of your achievement. We celebrate you. Keep up with the good work. It may get very difficult, as you have said already, but keep on. More grace to your elbow.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what will be your final words to our viewers?
Well, what I can say is we should all challenge ourselves to be the better version of ourselves. And then we can do it, especially the women. We can do it. We shouldn't let anybody discourage us. And then, yeah, that's it. We can do it. And we should keep on pushing harder. And I thank them for listening to me too, listening to my story.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you also for sharing with us. And thank you, viewers, for staying tuned to the end of today's episode. See you in our next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah.